Hey there, welcome to Mario's Kitchen. I'm going to show you how to cook Leche Flan with a twist. It has so many names. They call it the custard, egg custard, caramelized custard, but in short we call it the flan or the Leche Flan. What it is it's a favorite dessert in the Philippines in different parties, family gatherings, and even in restaurants they are served as a favorite and most widely ordered dessert when you go to any Filipino restaurant back home and even here. The reason why I'm going to share it with you is because we don't have a lot of restaurants available or people whom we can order it from, and it's really cost effective. It consists of ingredient wise eggs. If it's large eggs, you can use 8 pieces of large eggs. If they're smaller eggs, you could use 10 as recommended. And you will need white sugar, a cup of white sugar. You will also need milk. If you choose, you can use evaporated milk or fresh milk for that matter. And last but not the least, because I'm cooking it with a twist, I'm going to use a special cream. Okay? And because we're trying to be health conscious, less sugar would be best. I'm not going to use condensed milk. No condensed milk in this mixture. So what you need to do is you crack your eggs and then put it in a container as I showed you. And after you crack your eggs, you want to separate the egg whites from the yolk itself. So I am using a scooper or a strainer, but you could also do that by just separating it when you're taking it out of the shell. So here you go. I scooped it, and then what you will need to do would be to put it in another pan and pour it in your pan. Okay. Now for the purpose of brevity, I already prepared my eggs. Okay, so you pour your egg and start beating it. All right, and then you also pour initially your evaporated milk or fresh milk. I would recommend the size of the milk would be 354 ml. All right, 1 can or 2 cans. But if you're going to use fresh milk, another can, which is about 348 also of ml of fresh milk. So that's 350 plus 350, roughly 700 ml of milk that you will use in a given mixture. And then what you need to do is, after you have beaten your egg yolk, pour your milk first, and then keep stirring gently, and then pour your fresh milk if that's what you want to do, and then put your sugar. If it's this measuring cup, put at least 3/4 of the sugar. Okay, and then here you go. We have our ready-made mixture of eggs, milk, and sugar. All right, and then with a twist, I'm gonna put a cream, so you can use your choice of cream, but I am kind of partial to this kind of cream, so I used it. So now it's ready. What other things you will be needing would be your flavoring. So I'm gonna be using a local flavor that we enjoy much in the Philippines. It's Pandan flavor. How much? You're gonna use at least almost a teaspoon of this, or almost 3/4 of a tablespoon. So 1 teaspoon. Put it in your mixture. And also, I have tried that it's also best to have vanilla. So I have vanilla flavor. So again, 1 teaspoon of the vanilla, and then pour it. All right. So here you go. It's mixed already and ready to rock and roll. Okay. Now Very important is where you will be pouring your mixture. For the purpose of this demonstration, I'm using a Llanera. It's a rounded aluminum device or plate where you will be which you will be using when you it's a mold that you will be using to put your egg or leche flan mixture. Whoa, so continuing on, we're going to prepare our mold. So we will preheat our rounded mold and our square mold in an oven like this. For the meantime, I already have a steamer, all right? A steamer, and I've started boiling our water in that steamer in order to cook our leche flan. So hi. So we're now gonna add the final ingredient. So hi, 40-45 minutes has passed. So now we're gonna check out our leche flan mold. All right. So I took it out of the steamer, which is like this, and we will let it sit for about 5 minutes, and we will turn it over. And it's recommended that you, after 5 minutes of letting it settle down, after steaming, that you put it in the refrigerator first. Okay, so let's take a quick look at how it turned out to be. So remember, we covered it with a, look at that, it's perfect. Leche flan. All right, and just be mindful, sometimes water would accumulate on top of your flan, but this one, it looks like it's perfect. All right, so I'm gonna let it settle down for a while, leave it out here, and that's just that for now. I'm gonna show you how to caramelize the sugar. All right, so here you go. I have my mold here. I'm just gonna pour my my sugar evenly in the mold until it actually reduces to caramel. So like this one, wear gloves because it can be warm or it could be hot. You don't want to burn yourself. So just evenly spread your sugar. Like this. All right. There you go. And then our final mold. I'm using two rounded. And then you adjust your heat in your range, right? Whatever you use for cooking. All right. For the meantime, our steamer is now in the works. All right. So here you go. I have a steamer there. I poured water under my steamer, and it's actually getting ready now for the cooking of our leche flan. So now I'm gonna show you how to prepare our mold. So I poured sugar evenly, right? And then I adjusted the heat of the range or the cooker. So I have two rounded ones that are also going to be reduced into caramel shortly. Then after they are reduced to caramel, I let it sit for about 5 minutes. So here's the thing. You will need 10 minutes of preparation and then 4 to 5 minutes at least to steam your leche flan. So think about that for a moment, right? It's an easy deal, not too hard to make, and simple ingredients. I'm also pouring it now to our caramelized sugar, and last but not the least, we're gonna use our other pan, which is our square pan. There you go, enough for everybody to share. There you go. Squeeze all the way to the last drop. All right, so what's next? Our steamer is almost ready. First up would be our first two rounded steamers. And before I forget, we have to do something else, and that is we need to get a aluminum foil to cover it, all right, evenly all around. So that's what we're gonna do. Grabbing the foil. So here you go. We have to use aluminum foil. You cannot use paper covering, but the most ideal would be your aluminum foil to cover. So I have enough to cover both. Rounded. There you go. And for my last one there you go. I hope you're following me, because you don't want to miss this favorite and most loved recipe of Leche Flan. Ouch! That was bad. Accidents do happen. So there you go. And my dog to the rescue down there. And I want to make sure that it is well put, and then I will put it in my steamer. Second to go. Here's my other one. And it's ready to go as well. So I'll put it on top. And there you go. And last but not the least, make sure that you're always ready for accidents. So always have a rag to use to clean up. All right. So important also is you have to cover our steamer. So steam for 45 minutes. Hi. So I have another trick, because I can't put all the 3 molds or Llaneras of Leche Flan mix in our steamer. You can improvise. So if you have a deep pan, all right, you can put your pan and put something for you to, you know, use as a device to submerge under the water and inside the pan. And remember our other mold? I'm just gonna put that on top like that, okay? And again, you want to make sure that it's stable and it fits right up there. Nicely. There you go. Nicely. All right, and then we'll steam this one. I'm gonna cover this as well, so that it will absorb the steam coming off the pans that we have just made. There you go. Again, use the foil, and voila, here's the foil. The key is we have to improvise. When you don't have a steamer, you could do just what I did. So cover it up with the foil. And that should be a good snug and a good fit. And we're gonna boil for, let's say, 35 to 45 minutes as well. Okay, so we'll see you in a little bit. So hi, 40-45 minutes has passed. So now we're gonna check out our Leche Flan mold. All right. So I took it out of the steamer, which is like this, and we will let it sit for about 5 minutes, and we will turn it over. And it's recommended that you, after 5 minutes of letting it settle down, after steaming, that you put it in the refrigerator first. Okay, so let's take a quick look at how it turned out to be. So remember, we covered it with a, look at that, it's perfect. Leche Flan. All right, and just be mindful, sometimes water would accumulate on top of your flan, but this one, it looks like it's perfect. All right, so I'm gonna let it settle down for a while, leave it out here, and that's just that for now. So here we go. We're gonna open up our Leche Flan, and off and fresh from our steamer, the improvised steamer, if you remember. Voila! Wow, look at that. Beautiful. As my daughter always used to say. And look at our other steaming and preparation for Leche Flan. So here you go. Here's what's gonna happen. Fresh from the fridge, I'm gonna use a knife to just kind of carve around it, and then turn it over for your flan. Just let's go. You will need a receptacle. I'm gonna use this plate, or even any other thing that you would like to use. So as you can see, the caramel around it has been steamed, and it's like, I'm just gonna go around the edges. All right, just to loosen it a little bit, but I think it's kind of loose right now anyway. I'm excited about this flan, how it will turn out to be. There you go. You can use a any kind of knife. So we're just gonna put this on top and invert it at the count of 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, voila! Let's see, voila! Slowly but surely open. I wish I have a stronger and bigger hand, but you can see it from where I'm at. So 1, 2, 3. Wow!